Yo, today's mathematics is Shan Kui Kui, cause CC, then have my me, and that's how we doing for the clan. You know, yo, the RZA made this beat. Wu-Tang forever, kid. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, son, it's about to go down. Word is bond. Mathematics, it's about to be supreme, dirty, Ghost, Meth, and you, Sha. It's about to be on. In deck. Word. Wu-Tang forever, kid. What the fuck is you even talking about, son? We're not even talking about no Kui, no CC, no feet. I forget all the other shit, son. We ain't even talking about all of that.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Vaughn back again with another video. And today we're not doing another power related video. Today we're gonna be doing something that's long overdue. And I should have done this shit months ago, but I didn't really have I did have a channel, but I wasn't doing reviews yet on my channel yet, or commenting yet. So we're gonna actually do this, and I just want to ask everybody a question. Anybody who watched the Wu-Tang show, and this is for all the Wu-Tang fans out there, because Wu-Tang is forever. Yo, Wu-Tang is forever, in the words of, RZA from Wu-Tang, American Saga. Did Wu-Tang American Saga deserve at least 2 more or 3 more seasons? Just for the Wu-Tang fans, did they? Because personally, I think they deserved a little bit more seasons. Like, personally, the last season, season 3, like, don't get me wrong, season 3 was good. I loved how they incorporated, like, the movie cinematic photography into some of the episodes, like with Dirty's episode, Ghostface and Ray's episode. Now, a lot of people didn't like Ghostface and Ray's episode, but I loved the shit out that episode because it gave me that 90s gangster-like film, and they had appearances from Fat Joe and Big L, and having Nas and Biggie, all the characters have their alias rap names as their alias rap names, not as just Big L or Big Pun. I mean Fat Joe. They were as Don Cartagena, El Corleone, Frank White, etc., etc. But season 3, I feel like covered, only like a small bit portion of their tour life, because this is around 1995, and around 1995, Wu-Tang was big, you know what I'm saying? Like, their first album was still big, and then you had Raekwon dropping Only Built for Cuban Links, you had Method Man with the Cow, and you had GZA already out with Liquid Swords. So Wu-Tang was on fire. As a whole, Wu-Tang was on fire. They was in documentaries like The Show, which was everybody in there. Like, Wu-Tang was on fire. I really wish they would have covered that portion of the show to really be like, yeah, this is a historical moment, or this is part of, there's, one, I don't know, just to show something that's would have been familiar with everybody of that time. But what we did get, I appreciated it, but I feel like the 3rd season could have showed more. Not even just like in terms of their tour life, but they could have showed more of their personal lives, or basically them in the studio. Like, we kind of got glimpses of that when they were doing Dirty's recording album and Ghost's recording album, as well as trying to do Inspect the Deck's unreleased album, which was eventually going to be Uncontrolled Substance. We got to see like little glimpses of that, but I still wanted to see like the process making of like the writing and coming up with the song idea, coming up with this, that, and the third. And then we kind of saw that with Dirty's, because Dirty's was kind of like a 70s comedy album style type, but I really wanted to see Ghostface, especially his making for his album, especially Method Man's for his making of his own album. It would have been cool to see. And season 1, season 2 was dope seasons. Season 2 is my favorite season because we actually got to see the struggle of them having to get on, and seeing them like literally having to force to be heard around, not even just in the tri-state area, but just in their own hometown, which was New York City. Because if you remember, Staten Island wasn't the most respected borough of that time. You had people like Force and Deeds that already came out of Staten Island in the 80s, but Staten Island still wasn't respected until Wu-Tang came along, and then that's when people was like, okay, I see you, Shaolin, I see you, son, word is bond, I see you. But personally, I feel like Wu-Tang definitely deserved another season or 2, or maybe even 3 seasons, because it ended off good, bittersweet, happy, with everybody reunited. But I still feel like it should have like showed more. Like, I feel like it should have been more seasons, because I wanted to see the making of the Wu-Tang Forever. I mean, we did get to that point. We did get to that point in like episode 10, but I wanted it to be like a whole season because not too many people will know if you didn't watch the documentary of Mike's and Men. You know, they literally stopped that tour. You know, they kind of had like a new edition type of thing, like where they just stopped the middle of the Rage Against the Machine tour, and they stopped it before they got to that point of when they actually stopped the tour of the end of season. And that would have been cool if they showed that because everybody went to go do their own thing, and around this time Dirty started having more legal problems and everything was just starting to, you know, I don't want to say crumble, but everything started to just start changing rapidly, especially after the release of their Wu-Tang Forever album. But that would have been cool to show the process recording of Wu-Tang Forever. And also, I think the show could have ended at least up until 2000. You know, with their, you know, the W album. Like, I feel like it could have like ended like right there, or it could have went like to that album, and then they could have like fast forwarded to like the Of Mike's and Men documentary being made, so you can see them all sitting in the theater looking back at their careers, looking back at where they came from, how far they came as a group and as individuals. And I think that's how the show would have personally been a good ending. That's in my opinion. I think the show would have ended perfectly right then and there. But I think I would have loved another season, especially with more appearances from Capadonna, because as much as I love, you know, RZA as an MC, as an artist, as, you know, somebody that's, you know, done a lot for obviously hip hop, I still feel like either him or the producer should have had, you know, the actor. But then again, it could have been to the actor scheduling, but I really feel like they could have showed Capadonna more, because Capadonna does play a heavy integral part in the early days of Wu-Tang. But I know that it was kind of somewhat not all the way accurate. They kind of switched a lot of things around within the story, which kind of pissed a lot of people off. It kind of pissed me off in the beginning, but then I was like, you know what, fuck it. I know they're trying to make, you know, good TV, good entertainment, so I'm not really mad. But I still feel like I would have loved to see more Capadonna. We saw more of Capadonna in season 1 than we seen in him in 2 and 3. So it would have been cool if they would have showed him more, especially with more seasons, and especially with Dirty being Dirty and Ghostface actually tapping into that, you know, Pretty Tony era, and, you know, Ray obviously with the Lex Diamonds, and Deck seeing what he was doing when he was making guest appearances on other people's albums and singles, as well with Method Man. They could have showed a Redman cameo, a Mobb Deep cameo. There could have been a lot of stuff they could have showed, but they limited a lot of stuff. But personally, I still think they deserved another season. And personally, with Old Dirty having a lot of stuff going on in his life from the time he was probably, you know, before the world knew who he was up until the day he died, I feel like Old Dirty could really have his own spinoff personally. But aside from Old Dirty, I still feel like Wu-Tang deserved more seasons. But y'all let me know what y'all think, if they deserve more seasons or not. Personally, I think they did, you know, because I be the insane nigga from the psycho ward. I'm on the trigger. Plus, I got the Wu-Tang sword, so how you figure that you can even fuck with mine? But you know what I mean. Everybody hit that like button, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. And let me know your thoughts and your theories, or what you think they should have done or could have done. And yeah, drop all of that. And your boy Von out. Peace.
What's up now, bitches?